stay out of eligibility. So.
I mean, we just take one game at a time. Focus on it. We don't worry about that.
How's the offensive line just coming along? I mean, you know, there were some short yardage issues, but good pass protection. Like, just overall, you know, sort of give your summation of how the line's coming along so far.
It's coming along good. Mainly, we just stay connected. Whether we want or not. That's really what it's all about.
Anything else for DJ? Great. Thanks, DJ.
I win, David.
What did you say, under 2?
Under 2.
I agree.
Yeah, I know, but I still win. I mean, you asked.
You did win.
Man, it's like pulling teeth.
Y'all
I don't know if we can run that.
see the Dior mask, big
Have you
dog.
typed that up in the store?
All right, man, we out here. I think we got Tyler
Send it. Try.
coming, and I think we have Tyler coming, and I think we have
Make up some stuff.
Avante Williams.
I don't see any other way to write it.
Make sure y'all like, share for us, man.
DJ Scape looks
See
very
the fake
depressing.
Dior mask.
Likely this is because of the short yardage woes. He's always struggle.
After this, man, we got a Caneville dropping after this at 12. So, man, y'all stay locked in with us. What's going on, bro? Y'all stay locked in with us. After this, we got a Cane dropping. Y'all see we in the inside.
I'm gonna write that literally. I think that's the only way to write it. Like DJ Scape, I know, but it's no, but just like how he won't say anything.
So I think we got Davonte Williams coming.
Yeah. Prepping Avantae furiously right now. Look at that.
Wait, bro. I'm
Don't
briefing.
tell him anything.
I'm briefing.
Avantae.
I'm briefing.
One word answers, Avantae.
Let me give him a briefing. All right, so here we go. We got Avante Williams. I got a question, man.
All
right, guys, what questions for Avantae Williams?
So Avantae, first of all, you know, reflect on last week a little bit. Big interception. You're getting to play more and more reps. You know, just how do you think you're coming along?
Learn the playbook more. Excited to do the team. And, learning from Coach T-Rob, learning from Dane, anyone that's helping me, Coach helping me.
Are free and strong the same thing? Like you play free or strong, or?
I play both.
Avantae, what was the interception like? Take us through it. Your emotions, going to the sideline afterwards, turnover. Take us through it, starting with the interception.
Honestly, when I caught the interception, it didn't even feel real. Like, it hit me when I got up. Like I just seen the crowd, it hit me. And at first, it didn't even feel real. I was really excited. I've been waiting a long time to win a turnover change. It's a blessing. I'm really excited.
Is it as heavy as everybody says?
It's really heavy. It's real. It's not fake.
And the other thing is, in what ways do you think you've grown off the field since you rejoined the team?
I think I'm better at communicating. Mostly communicating. Just being an overall better individual. Being able to help others that need help.
Communicating, like,
just anyone. Just overall communicating. That was something that I really need to work on. And I'm better at communicating and speaking to people.
I know you had some responsibilities, I guess, obligations you had to fulfill to get back on the team. What's that been like? Is that still ongoing? What are some of the things you have to do?
Well, I've been meeting with people, and I'm sure everyone's knowing what I had to do. So I've been communicating with. I talked to the deans. It's been good. Everyone's like really helping me in the program. I'm enjoying it. It's actually fun. It's not.
And FSU, what do you know about FSU? And do you know anybody on the team? Just a rivalry. What have you heard about it?
We don't like FSU. We don't want to beat FSU. That's all we're worried about.
What was the, I guess, the reception like in the locker room with your teammates? People on the team, I think that was a big thing on this. You were going for practice, so you missed out some break.
Just coming in and ready to work. Just coming in ready to work. Excited to see the guys again.
Also, I know you were playing in the game last game at the same time with Cam Kitchens and James Williams. What was that like for you? I think the fans were excited. What was that like for you to be with those guys?
It was really fun. We do a lot of communicating. It's really fun. We've been waiting on that. I enjoy it.
How good are those guys? What's it like when all three of you are in the game? What can you do together?
When all three of us in the game, even when it's just those two in the game, we're all the three. We are the best defensive back in the nation. That's how we attack every day. We continue to attack every day like that. We'll continue to attack every day. Which is the best defensive back in the nation. Think about it.
Avantae,
Do a couple more questions.
before this past game, you had primarily played on third down, and then James went out for a little bit in the game, and you were playing some on first and second down. Is there a big difference to you within the defense on first and second down, and what type of feedback did the coaches give you in that work?
So third down, we have a different package. So, that's the only difference. But I can play both. But as of right now, that's like the biggest thing for me to get on third down. And before, I'll play more first and second throughout the whole.
What was the response from your family and friends when you picked up your phone after the game and after you got your interception? What was the response?
Everyone was excited. My phone was going crazy. So I didn't even get to respond to everyone. Everyone was excited and proud of me.
Okay.
Thank you, Avantae.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, that's Avantae. I think we got Coach Justice coming up here. I got a question for him. Give me a good question. Come on, shoot me one.
Hello. How we doing?
What's going on?
Question for offensive line coach Gary Justice.
Yeah, the last time we spoke with you was, I think it was against Appalachian State.
I think it was before Michigan State.
Yeah. I guess how have you seen the offensive line grow? You were very critical.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we're able to get some consistency to kind of figure out who our guys were. I think we've had, since the Coastal Carolina game, we have had the same starting offensive line. We've had the same guys. And people think you can just sometimes swap those guys in and out, but there's something to guys just getting a feel for playing next to one another. And I think you're starting to see that with our group. And we're getting a group that's also played a lot of football together here in Miami. Kai Clark, this is his third year starting. Vaughn's birthday today, actually, but Vaughn's played here forever. Skate's a 4-year starter. Jared Williams was a freshman when I graduated. So we've got some experienced guys that are playing together, and I think it's finally showing that they have some continuity.
Garen, you mentioned the experienced guys, and next year some of them will be moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you prefer to attack it through recruiting, through the portal? Like, how do you sort of see for next year, like what you want to do?
Yeah, well, I mean, the unfortunate thing about the injuries we have this year is you have injuries. The unfortunate thing is you have some guys kind of waiting. Like John Campbell's a guy who started last year, who's really started games the last 2 years, who'll come back and be one of our tackles. Jalen Rivers, who was playing better than anyone, will be back at guard. We anticipate having five, 6 guys back who have actually played games. So I don't think we have a pressing need to necessarily go out and get a guy. You also have a guy like Justice Oluwaseun who played somewhere earlier this year. He's only going to get better. So I think we've got a core nucleus of guys that we don't feel pressed that we have to go get a guy. Now, you're never going to turn down a special player, but that's not something we're looking to approach this offseason saying we have to go get one of these guys.
Garen, how different is it protecting Tyler Van Dyke, than De'Aaron?
Yeah, well, De'Aaron's such a good athlete. You never know where he's going to be at. He always keeps the play alive, and that's a good and bad thing. You got to keep playing. Tyler's very much, he knows that he doesn't want to be a sitting duck back there, so he's a pretty quick decision maker. The thing I think we've been doing well with Tyler is we've spent a lot of our RPO game, so he's been making quick bang decisions even on the run game. So now we're not sitting, like say the Michigan State game, we're not sitting and doing drop back pass protection 50 times a game. It's only eliminating it out 10 or 12, which that minimizes our chance to really make something or make a mistake. So I think and Tyler's done an excellent job of managing that, just getting rid of the ball quick. So they're two different guys. I think you've seen Tyler us trying to just play the strengths, whereas we're locking the backside, whereas before we're doing more zone read stuff with Eric. Now we're locking the backside and making it more so where he reads guys with his eyes and throws. So and really like the Pitt game, a lot of our passing yards were through that. You saw Kobe George and Miller Brinson's early catches. Those were RPO games where we call it run and he just reads it and makes a throw. So that helps us because we don't have to protect. We're blocking the run and he makes a quick decision and makes a good throw.
How will FSU be a different kind of animal for you?
Before we didn't have anyone in the crowd, is probably, I don't know, North Carolina game in 2019 was the last time we probably had a hectic stadium. So that is a challenge in and of itself, just handling that noise. You've seen things like North Carolina, we were backed up in their student section and the noise got us one time. So that's stuff that we're trying to work on. We're trying to simulate by doing stuff in the indoor, but you never really know until you're in that moment how we're going to respond.
I have one more, if you guys don't mind. Short yardage situations
Yep.
that you guys have struggled. What have you seen that's a problem? How do you fix that?
Yeah, I don't. The thing we can't do is we can't just make it this thing, and because the previous two games we won the game through the 4-minute drill. This game we didn't. And you look back on it, and you're just like, and I felt probably the same way you guys felt. It's like, man, we got to do something other than. It feels like they're outnumbering us. I feel like we're in a bad spot. And you look at it, one was just a miscommunication playing right side on the first time, the one where Cody tried to jump. The other one, the 4th and 1, that was a bad decision by the quarterback. You should have pulled and read it. The second 3 in the 4-minute drill, just a bad read by Rooster, and the last one for the 3rd and 1 to ice the game. That was again someone on the right side. So it's not like you look at it and say, man, we got to totally overhaul and change. We do have to do better. We do have to make sure our guys know the answers. We do have to make sure our guys can execute better in those situations. But we don't need to come out and throw all these tight ends and fullbacks and totally change our scheme and do what we do. And we can't make it such an overcorrection that now we make it even worse than what it was. And we have to address it. We have to emphasize it, of course. We have to do better at it, of course. But we also can look at it too extreme and also mess us up. So we have to be careful with that.
It seems like since Jared's coming into the starting line, you guys went on the right side. I guess what was the reason on starting early in the season? I guess what have you seen from
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's me and Jared have a great relationship. And coming into it in August camp, he just was struggling on the edge some in our pass protection, and we knew that we wanted to rely on Eric throwing a lot down the field, and he was just struggling some with that, and that was the biggest reason why. I think the other thing that kind of messed us up all of August camp was Zion was out, so we were shuffling guys all over. So like we had Jared at left tackle, Zion and Scaife here, and it kind of threw us out of sync, out of rhythm. And unfortunately, I didn't do a good job of sorting it out quicker. But at the time, we just felt that he wasn't giving us quite what we needed on the edge pass-wise. But to his credit, he's been lights out since this came to line up.
FSU's D-line, what type of challenge do they pose this week?
Yeah, I think it's the best group we've seen up front since Michigan State. That they are big-time, big physical group, best edge rushers we've seen probably since Alabama. Really talented guys off the edge, physical in what they do. It's a 4 down front. We got our work cut out for us. We're gonna have to have a good day, and they're not going to disguise who they are. It's we're 4 down. We're going to move some, but come and get it. It's us against them, and it's a good challenge. I know our guys are excited.